If you want to stand out in 2025 and become one of the top 1% of personal brands in the entire online business space, you need to understand that we are in a trust recession right now. What does this mean? Let's look at some survey data. This is a survey that was done that shows Americans trust each other less than they did a few decades ago. The share of adults who said most people can be trusted declined from 46% in 1972 to 34% in 2018, according to the General Social Survey. What does this mean? This means that competition is constantly rising. No matter where you go, everybody is selling a course, everybody is selling some kind of product or service, everyone is getting into content creation, Instagram Reels, YouTube channel, it's everywhere. You can't get away from it. Competition is always rising. That means that it's a good thing, but with that in mind, there's saturation. There's good saturation, but there's also a lot of bad saturation. So how can we differentiate ourselves and become one of the top 1% of people who actually succeed with your personal brand? Prospects are getting more and more skeptical. I'm not even joking. Everybody here knows what is going down. Everybody knows that people are selling courses. Everyone knows that people are getting scammed online. They're harder to sell to. People have been in the exact same sales calls that you've been on. People have heard the same thing over and over again, the same objection handling scripts. Everyone sees it online. It's getting so popular now. Objection handling reels all the time. People aren't stupid. Everyone's getting smarter. People know who you are, and it's hard to know who's actually doing something proper and who's actually a authority that you can listen to. Who can you actually trust in this space? And the truth is, if they don't trust you, they're gonna scroll right past you. So I'm gonna walk you through exactly how we can build trust in this industry right now, especially since it's at an all-time low, and how we can actually differentiate ourselves with the middle of funnel by providing so much value and creating so much trust with our audience that it feels like the natural next step for prospects to buy into our product or service. So here's the good news. If you understand how to stand out in this low trust environment, you'll become a part of the top 1% of the personal brands who actually make it through. The ones who actually make profit, the ones who actually change lives and give transformations to people, and become a part of this growing industry that's said to be worth billions and billions of dollars in the next 10, 20 years, because online education is becoming one of the most accessible ways for people to learn things, for people to build skills. And so how can we actually do it right and not just become another course seller, and actually give these people a transformation that's worth thousands of dollars, so that we can create a life for ourselves of abundance and freedom that we can actually feel fulfilled from by helping others? You just need a simple solution to differentiate yourself, to sign your first high-ticket clients, to scale your online business, and be seen as an authority in your space, so that you can be perceived as an expert, not just a course seller. So that's exactly what happened to me. After implementing this system, I scaled my personal brand on Instagram to over 26,000 followers on Instagram. I signed my first high-ticket clients for my business. Rome has scaled his business now. Alex, we're working on building his high-ticket offer. Rome has been doing like a crazy amount of stuff. We've been really working on his content strategy, and so he was spending hours and hours every single week figuring out what kind of videos to make. And we sat down, we figured out a strategy that he can actually sit down and just make videos for a couple hours a week and not do it every single day, so he can actually focus on what he does well, which is fulfillment, teaching people sales, teaching people the skill that he knows best, which is high-ticket sales.
I know exactly when I make a video, how I'm supposed to make the video, the thumbnail, the titles, the hooks, like just that peace of mind. You know exactly the type of person that we're trying to attract. You have all my answers, bro.
I just got my first client, but
Wait, dude!
I literally went to my dad. I was like, I'm not fucking crazy. I did it. I fucking did it.
With John, we figured out how he should go about with his top of funnel content strategy, and we actually implemented a system that allows him to get in leads organically, completely for free, and he was able to qualify people, and he eventually signed his first high-ticket client, which was amazing. So shout out to John. And this generated me over $7,000 cash collected within the first 2 months of running this online business, directly from my business and my personal brand. And now all this was huge for me because it wasn't always like this. I used to make pizza every day. I hated what I was doing. I was making $1,000 to $2,000 per month, and I'd spend hours late at night after work and class building my business, not sure where I was going. I was burnt out as fuck, and I was low-key losing it, as you can see in this picture. And so I found a way to do it without working 8 to 12 hours a day, while being able to travel and do crazy stuff like this. And so I needed a way to package those skills and monetize my expertise, which is what I did. And I built an offer based on what it was that that I was really skilled at, which was creating content and personal branding. So without becoming another course seller, I was able to sign my first high-ticket clients for my business, actually do consulting and sell the implementation and accountability rather than actually selling these guys courses and stuff. Of course I had a course. Of course I had videos and stuff to sell, but that's not to say that you can't sell the implementation and the accountability in which a lot of people use. If you think about it, a lot of people who get a coach, who get someone to help them with anything, they pay for the implementation, they pay for that second brain. That's what this is pretty much. And what if I told you that you could do the exact same thing? What if I told you that you don't need to do objection handling your prospects into buying your service? You don't need to hard sell people into buying your service. You don't have to spend 8 to 12 hours every single day doing busy work on your business. And you don't need to chase down unqualified leads in order to survive, to sign your next clients. You just need a simple solution to differentiate yourself, which is the authority acquisition system. Once you implement this into your business, prospects will start coming to you. They will be pre-sold on your offer and how you can deliver transformation. You can systemize valuable content in your pipeline that filters out qualified leads, books them into your calendar. And so how do we do this? The answer is simple. Value debt. What is value debt? Value debt is the gap between what someone has already consumed from you for free and what they've actually paid for. So the more someone takes in free value from you without making a purchase, the bigger the debt grows. And eventually, at a certain point, people feel a natural pull to repay that debt, and most likely, often buying into your offer. So how can we create value debt? So there's a 7-hour rule of thumb, which means that someone needs to consume at least 7 hours of content in order to make a buying decision. And when you put your best information behind paywalls, it turns into a course seller. But here is a great example of someone who really does utilize this concept of value debt. Alex Hormozi, everyone knows him. You can see he has some great videos on here, very long videos, very valuable stuff here. You can change your life by watching probably all 12 of these videos, to be honest. You can watch some of his videos, get a complete fresh start, a complete big clarity on whatever it is you need to be doing for your business, for getting leads, for making money, whatever it is. He has a lot of valuable information. He gives it away for free. And so let me ask you this question. What do you think of Alex Hormozi when you see his Instagram reels? Genuinely, he's definitely not a course seller. And you don't see Alex Hormozi and say, oh, that guy's a course seller. No, you see him and you say, hey, this guy knows his stuff. He's built a bunch of businesses. He's very successful. He has the authority. He's not just seen as a course seller, someone flipping courses. Even if he started selling a course, he would be able to make millions of dollars from it. And so people get so much value from his free content that when he launches an $18,000 workshop, it sells out immediately because people trust him. They see him as an authority. They don't have to have a 3-step funnel. He doesn't even have to do a crazy sales call, sales discovery process or whatever to charge people $18,000. They just pay it on a checkout link. He made over $100 million in 24 hours, in just 24 hours with his book drop when he launched his book. So he doesn't gatekeep his best information. And so people buy from people they know, like, and trust. And Alex Hormozi has demonstrated that he has built so much trust just because he gives away all of his free information that people charge thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars for. He has taken all of that information, give it away 100% for free, accessible to anyone with a smartphone or mobile device. The goal really here is to minimize the process of all of these different crazy sales calls. Like, you just want to be seen as an authority and you want to have the value already there so that people are already pre-sold into your service or your product. For Alex, people were already bought into him. They knew that he's an expert at business. They knew that he could help them scale their business. That's why this $6K and $18,000 checkout link was a no-brainer for these people to opt into. And it was all because of his middle of funnel YouTube videos, which are right here. So when he launches an offer, people naturally feel a debt in their mind to pay him back, especially if you watched a piece of content that helped you make money for your own business. I wanted to share some other people who have implemented the exact same value delivery system. Sue, he's absolutely crushing it right now. Everyone he works with is absolutely crushing it too. Look up to this guy. He clearly knows what he's doing. He knows the whole psychology. And he also talks about this same thing. So you could say that I'm playing off what he preaches, which is the YouTube middle of funnel and delivering so much value and giving away everything for free. And there's a reason why he's hitting $150,000 in a single month. It's because he understands the concept of the middle of funnel. He understands how valuable YouTube content is and how valuable it is to sell the implementation and not sell a course. And that's what he preaches, right? Same thing with Nathan, a great friend of mine. He knows and demonstrates the entire thing for his offer. He clearly has so many people watching his stuff, getting a ton of value. There's super long offering free courses in here, free information, and basically giving this sense of debt. If this guy is teaching me all this stuff for free, I gotta work with him. I could only imagine what his paid stuff is like. What do they all really have in common when you look at all these people? When you look at Alex, when you look at Sue, when you look at Nathan, what do all these people have in common? They post long YouTube videos. But in those videos, they're giving away their best advice, their resources, their frameworks, everything for free. Everything that you put into a course and that you would put behind a paywall, they're transparent enough to simply explain their offer, their client results, and how it can help you. Their offer feels like a natural next step after consuming 7+ hours of free content. And they don't need your money. That's the thing. They're detached from the sale. That's the best way to sell, right? So how can we implement this exact same authority acquisition system into your business? You need to funnel everybody into YouTube. Simple enough. Keep it simple. The top of funnel is where you have your Instagram stuff and you're bringing people into your middle funnel YouTube channel. So you have to get people to like you on Instagram first. This is crucial because this is your first touch point. This is the first impression that people see when people find you on Instagram Explore page, when you come across on your Reels feed, on the Stories feed. IG Reels should be for this and this only. You need to share authentic content. You need to tell stories. You got to be yourself. You share wins, you share losses, another very important aspect to share, because when you share the losses, the wins feel so much better. You know, like when you share your losses, like everyone wants to see the glory, the money that you're making, all the great stuff, the success, everyone wants to see that. But what we don't get enough is seeing the losses, seeing the things that have built us into who we are, because social media is always fake, it's fake. So if you can stand out and show people that it's not always sunshine and rainbows, you're going to be able to differentiate yourself. And you ultimately have to get people to like you. That's the #1 goal with Instagram. You got to get people to like you. And the way you do that is by sharing authentic content and being yourself. And if you just be yourself and be authentic and just be a good person, people are going to like you. And you just need to show your edge. What makes you unique? What makes Michael Kitka unique? What do people see when they see my Instagram? And you initially have to spark curiosity to have people go onto YouTube. I can tell you right off the bat, what makes me unique and what makes me stand out from everyone is that I'm very authentic. I can speak on camera very well. I naturally just take care of myself. You can tell I'm very put together. I take care of myself. I have good hair. I cut my own hair. I look good. I'm confident. That's the thing that separates myself. And I'm not afraid to share my losses. I'm not afraid to share who I am, what it is I do. I'm goofy as hell. I post weird shit on my story. People just will get to know me. I'm just a chill guy. And so that's why people will like me, right? So you need to know these things off the top of your head. And you're initially really trying to spark people and spark people's intention and curiosity to go and opt into your YouTube. So once you get people into your YouTube from your link in bio or through ManyChat, here's a way that you can do that. You can implement lead magnets into your story, into your Instagram Reels, and basically just give them free videos that they can go on to from your Instagram to your YouTube channel. And here's a simple automation you can do. Like basically when someone comments on a post or reel, you send them a message asking them if they want the video, and then once they get it, very simple. This is very simple to set up. You can do it very easily in ManyChat, and you can easily fill up the 7-hour rule of thumb on YouTube, which is what I've done on here. You can consume definitely at least 7 hours worth of content on here. Maybe a little less, maybe I need to up the numbers, but you get the point. The middle of funnel is so important. I can't stress it enough. And that's where most business owners fail to convert their audience. So YouTube videos, they need to deliver the value. They need to nurture your audience. You have to sell them on yourself and sell them on your unique mechanism. Make them believe that they've already achieved it and that they're just this close away from getting it, and make it tangible enough by explaining that you're no different than them. These are some things that you can implement into your YouTube videos, but ideally you need to nurture your audience and deliver the value. And this is where all the content and where all of the teaching and all the sauce gets dropped. You want to have your Instagram Reels as a natural segue into your YouTube videos, right? And then the natural segue from your YouTube videos is your offer. So that's kind of like the 3-step way that you want to think about doing this. But ideally, the most important thing really is to just deliver sauce, give so much value. You can give value in your Instagram, but don't try to give too much. I feel like a mistake that I personally made recently was that I was giving so much free sauce and value on my Instagram, but it wasn't really converting for myself and for my business because people were just scrolling and that wasn't attracting the right audience. I want to get people from Instagram to YouTube now so that they can actually learn and get the sauce from my YouTube if they actually care. And people from YouTube, and when they're already consuming so much content from you, they're the ones who are going to be serious. They're the ones that are going going to pay in full. They're the clients that you want to work with that are not going to be lazy, that are going to not expect you to do all the work for them, right? So once we leave everything on the floor, you simply put a call to action in your YouTube description. Simple call to action, you insert your link. And the way that can look like is many different ways. It can be another lead magnet to collect more data, like a name, email, phone number, email address, Instagram. It can be a Calendly booking link. It can be a landing page with a VSL, or it can be a mix of all three. But when you have a VSL, you can add that layer to pre-sell your potential clients before getting with them on a call. This is very powerful because it shortcuts the entire sales process and qualifies people. And this is a very good strategy that you can use. Something that I'm going to implement by adding a VSL onto a landing page, by adding a VSL onto the link into the call to action, so that the people who are actually qualified and actually give a damn about you are going to be pre-sold and get all the information that they need before you even waste your time on a call with them. You can do this, or you can do it in a way where you get people onto a discovery call and then you get them onto a sales call. You just need to test what works best for your offer. At this point in the funnel, they're already sold on you. If they've consumed this much information and they're looking to work with you, if they're looking to get that extra help and find that implementation that you offer, they're going to be looking for that sales page. They're going to be looking for that VSL. They're going to be looking for that next step, right? So you just need to simply explain to them how you can help them specifically on the call and collect payment. It's that simple. And when they're qualified in every aspect for your offer, you don't need to have any crazy objection handling word tracks or top tier sales skills. You simply just provide solutions to their problems. And if needed, you help them overcome their fear by holding them accountable. The last thing you want to do is force people to buy your service or hard sell people into your service who are not truly qualified for your offer. And if you're doing that, then you messed up somewhere in the funnel. And everyone from Instagram who opted into your lead magnet, you begin the DM setting process and put them onto discovery or sales calls to qualify. People who were getting those lead magnets on Instagram, use a setter, hire a setter. They're commission based, bro. Like, get a setter who's gonna dial in and put people onto discovery or sales calls for you. Do the qualification process, because that's the way it works. And so if you don't have a VSL on your landing page or whatever that next step is for you in that call to action link in your YouTube description, use a discovery call is what I would say. I would say use a discovery call, a simple discovery call, 20 minutes, no pressure, where you can simply qualify them if they're financially qualified, if they are qualified to work with you for your service, then put them onto a sales call after that, 45-minute sales call, whatever the case may be for you, however you want to do it. But I would say if you are not going to implement a VSL, if you want to keep it more conversational, I would say put them onto discovery call. And when you have given so much value to people and you have created this debt in their mind where they feel like they owe you an obligation to make a next step, the simplest next step is to hop on a simple 20-minute call that's going to give them value and they can walk away from, and they don't have to buy anything. Even with a sales call, they don't have to buy anything. We're just here to see if we can help them overcome some things and leave with clarity. That's what a sales call is. You're supposed to lead the prospect into making a decision, whether it's a yes or a no. That's the whole goal of a sales call. And you're just really just holding them accountable and showing them solutions that they can use and implement to get to where they want to go, whether that's with you, get there faster, or by themselves. Either way, it's delivering value, and people are going to want to hop on calls with you if you give so much value. If you're giving a bunch of free information, people aren't going to feel like you're a course seller. People are going to know that you're a consultant, that you're an expert in your field. So here are some key takeaways. Let's wrap this all up. Give your best info for free. Have a strong offer with proof of concept. Have a strong offer when you start your business. Work with a few clients and get them crazy results. Have proof of your concept. Have good testimonials and social proof for yourself. Have it work for yourself and then have it work for someone else, and then just build as much social proof as you can. Allow your YouTube content and VSL to do the selling for you. Put all your best information on YouTube. Add all your sales scripts and have videos that are built to sell. Have it all on YouTube and everything there. And detach yourself from the sale. Lastly, what we just talked about, detach yourself. The last thing you want to be doing is trying to hard sell people into your offer. If they don't want to buy it, they don't want to buy it. If they're not qualified for it, they're not qualified. But if they're qualified and they're just scared to take the risk, hold them accountable for why they hopped on that call. That's objection handling. The only objection you should be handling is overcoming their fear, helping them overcome their fear, helping them take that first step if it's something that they actually want, and have them help them change their life pretty much. Help them change help them change the trajectory of their next 3 to 6 months. And people will see your value and trust you. Simple as that. And so that's all for the presentation. I hope that you really implement this whole idea of value debt by giving away your free information. It's the number one way you're going to stand out in 2025 and 2026 and onwards when you're building a business, when you're making content, and when you have an offer that fits hand in hand with your content. People need to trust you. People need to see you as an authority. That's the only way that people are going to buy your product or service. And if you're looking to scale your business, if you're looking to implement these exact same systems and do it with accountability accountability with the implementation and the frameworks and all of the resources that I have shown you here. You can get them all on my YouTube channel. But if you're looking for that accountability, if you're looking to take that next step and get someone to jump into your business with you, like myself, who can guide you through this entire thing, help you with whatever step you are in your journey, whether it's content, whether it's optimizing your offer, whether it's building out your sales funnel, building a sales team for you, that's exactly what I specialize in. I help people monetize their personal brand, build their personal brand. And when it comes to the entire top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom of funnel, everything in terms of that, there's so many different ways we can help you out. If it sounds like it's a good fit for you, we're going to pitch it to you. If it doesn't seem like it's a good fit, we're going to leave you with value. Either way, if you're looking to get more guidance and more help with your personal brand, there's a link in the description. Click that, take the next steps, and hopefully we'll see you on the other side. And maybe we'll have a conversation one day and I'll leave you with some value, or we become great friends. Either way. But if you made it all the way up until this point, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you found this information helpful or if you didn't. But either way, thank you for watching and stay locked in, my friend.